Hey. Mm. Hey, Mary. Oh, that's you now. All right. Yeah. I find King. Don't play people. No, gotta stop. Hey, Jesse. Oh, Hudson and what's right now. If you're new, hit this up, guys. Go outside then. Go outside. If you're new, hit this up, guys. Yeah, but yeah, that can you too. Effects? Come on. Come on. Effects? Come on. No. You get it. Get it. Stop looking. You awesome. Stop licking. How far USA? Right.
Why would I threaten that with fatal doses?
There you go. Answer that.
More questions about your partners in security. Lars and Max have just gotten a few eyes.
I'll do what I can. I only worked with them for a short while.
So just to be clear, you say that you never saw the isolation chambers, is that correct? The vivid details in your brilliant article came from your girlfriend Deanna.
Yes.
So here's what I don't understand. Why would Deanna go so far as to describe every detail but then stop short of telling you its location?
She's under strict orders not to give that up.
I believe you.
Things.
Here's the thing.
One.
Rex doesn't.
Up
And Rex is never wrong.
8, 6, 6,
Thank you for being had something with your scent on it so Rex can do his thing. And
hello.
of all the rooms, the only room that Rex found you said was the one where we now know Deandra was killed.
Sam.
We can place it at the same cherry trees if you want to tell me. Let me give it a stab. You used Deandra, and then you killed her. No, you never loved her. Yes, I did. You used her death to boost your own career. I love her. She did love me.
All I did was visit her. I told her
Right,
everything.
guys.
I told her I was going to expose the truth. It's about us.
That's really. watch
my
TV.
life since he's sharing the bench. We're gonna move to San Francisco. That was their dream.
So I did love her. But when she was which I had done everything in my power to expose. I was flawed.
You?
Then what happened?
Nothing. I left.
That's not the whole story. You came back and you brought something with you. Rex found it in the garbage on the west side. It has your fingerprints on it and traces of fentanyl from the pills you pushed inside it. You may have gone with these good intentions, but you clearly had a backup plan in place. The author emerges as a hero, helps the police expose and take down a parasitic called the same one that was responsible for her young girlfriend's paragraphic demise. You go ahead and convince yourself that this was about love.
What's
That was an accident. Me? I'm going with greed
what's name? What's
and
what's
cruelty.
oh not it's up to you.
How many of them are from you?
Excuse me?
Mom's presents. The ones she got me for my birthday, for Christmas, for nailing the algebra test. How many of them are from you?
Camilla. Your mother loves you. So much. She just needs some help showing it sometimes.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Miss Watson. Your limo. Oh, wait. Baby.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. Honey. Are you driving? Yes, I passed the test today. So, buckle up. Okay.
Listen, I hope you're all hungry because there's a pizza party at our house tonight in honor of your 10 months sobriety.
Congratulations. We're gonna catch up with you guys a little bit later. Rex and I have something we gotta take care of. See you guys soon.
Okay, Mom, come on. What do you think was happening?
Wendy. You can sleep.
Hello, how are you? Some hello. Hello. Timing on.
Where did you learn to do that? YouTube.
Oh god, you too. Goodbye.
What the? Dude, turn your lights on. The hell is this? I can't see. Dude!
Yeah. If you're new guys, sub. Any more subs guys, come on.
sugar, but I will.
I don't.
Skip this. Said hi. I'm Mary Pipkin. May Pipkin. Photos. Photos. One, the same one, but it's first one
Everyone in this church.
in high school. Someone stored it.
This summer, Hero TV is exploding with free movies. Feel the free when one man, one woman, two friends, another man,
And
another woman, and a crew of explorers join together to save the world from an alien invasion, an iceberg, and a cyborg assassin. Come with me if you want to live. Summer of Cinema, totally free on Hero TV.
Safe roads are one of my top priorities,
and
ensuring everyone can get home safely each day.
quarter
Some
purple.
due to aggressive driving, being distracted, or speeding on the roads. And too often, that results in the toughest part of my job and the longest walk in my life. 8 people will be killed on our Florida roadways today. Don't let it be a person you love. Walk about every trip, every time. Let's get everyone home safely.
Yeah, it was blue and DS was pink. Oh boy, pink.
So I thought it'd be fun. We need these $15 bills. You know, it's green, it saves you money, maybe my face is on it. The back of my head is blue. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the
I
commercial.
left my DS at school and I said, oh my god. Oh no. High school or middle school? I would have left it a classroom or well outside, not outside.
EMP guy? I read one.
YouTube. D S um, not new, but I'm gonna buy all and go live playing them Monday. Yep.
Looking to stand out in today's job market? Southern New Hampshire University can help with affordable career-focused grad programs like psychology, cybersecurity, and our MBA. You'll gain skills employers are looking for.
60% Barry.
And wherever your career takes you, your SHU degree can help you reach your goals. There's always somebody there who can help you. You don't have to do it
I
alone.
gotta go live it.
Visit shu.edu today to get started.
Onboard every single generation of the Nintendo DS, all the way from the original to the new 3DS XL, to answer one big question.
Which one is the best to buy in 2025? Right, so let's take it back to where it all started. The first prototype of the DS was revealed at E3 2004, and it's safe to say people were excited.
I'm here for the Nintendo DS, and this guy's loving it.
The fact that the screen was split into two, with the bottom portion being a touchscreen, was mind-blowing stuff at the time. And surprisingly enough, I actually used to own one. Where it is now, I have no idea. So I basically had to go and buy one. And I went on eBay and I found this one for £30, right? And I thought, wow, fantastic, what a deal. And it's boxed. And you know, it just sounded too good to be true. And it was. It stinks. Instantly, the packaging had like a weird smell, but I thought, you know what, it is what it is. No. When I opened it, not only was the console like stained yellow from God knows what, the hinge was absolutely destroyed, and the best part I found out whilst recording some B-roll, it doesn't even load games. This feels illegal, this does. Still got some of the manuals. Holy shit. Bro, this is battered. It doesn't really show on camera, but this thing is like piss stained. The hinge is also broke. Oh my god, bro, it sits up! Does it power on? Oh, it's got battery. That is nostalgic. That is fucking nostalgic. Oh my god. I mean, granted, I got what I paid for. It was only £30, so I cannot complain. And also, it came with some games. Some pretty desirable ones too. Frozen, Moshi Monsters, Sims 2 Pets, and Fashion Dogs. You know, it's not the best physical example I could have showed you guys, but don't let that take away from the fact that that console was an absolute beast at the time. It had Wi-Fi compatibility, a built-in microphone, and it even played GBA games. And the reason you can play GBA games on it is because Nintendo claimed that the DS was not a successor, but it was actually part of the family of GBA. So that meant it was the SP, the Advance, and then the DS. But as we all know now, that wasn't the case. Now, with all that being said, there was a few teething problems. As impressive as it was at the time, the design was quite bulky and it wasn't much different to what they showed off at E3 2004. As you've already seen, the hinges are pretty shit and they were very prone to just snapping. Every time you click one of these back, it felt like it would just snap in its neck. And everyone's biggest complaint was the screen. They were just way too dim, especially compared to the Game Boy Advance ones. And funnily enough, actually, this wasn't my first ever console. Not this specific one, I had it in a more
I don't have that.
It's just crazy to me that, like, this thing kickstarted me just yapping on about games in my bedroom. Thanks a lot, mate, you know what I mean? Every time that I do see the specific model of the DS, I always think back to that Mario Kart battle level. And speaking of Mario Kart, this console brought us many great games. I used to play New Super Mario Bros, Animal Crossing Wild World, Mario
Game Boy.
Luigi Partners in Time. Bugger, mate. Bugger! That game was so hard for no reason. And like I've said, I'm going to rate all these consoles on whether or not they still hold up nowadays. As great as the original DS was, there's not too much reason to buy it nowadays. So with that being said, I'm going to give it a C rating, which may seem low, but I think it's very solid, especially for a first attempt. Now, Nintendo decided that it's time to just redesign and refine the DS, and that's when it came out with the DS Lite. The console had a way more ergonomic design, and it kind of appealed to more of a broader audience. By the way, my girlfriend gifted me this pink one, hence why it's pink. I wouldn't own anything pink, so. Meow! This console to me was basically like the Wii. It literally did not matter who you were, your nan had one. And the only game they were playing was Brain Train Academy. The light design was a huge success, and it came with many great features. It had a way better battery life, it was smaller, lighter. God. Now, listen, this thing released about 2009, I think it was, and it was the one I spent the most time on. But I actually didn't know until making this video why it's actually called the DSi, and I think the I is like a play on words with I4, because it has a camera. What the fuck is that name? I used to have a blue DSi, specifically a DSi XL, but when it came to making this video, could not find it anywhere. So I did what any other responsible adult would do, and I bought myself a boxed version for £130. Yeah, now this one I'm excited to open on video. It is the DSi XL. This is the wine red colour. Ooh, to be honest with you, I mean, I know I paid £130 for it, but it's actually not in a bad condition.
That one.
It turns on. All turn on. Nostalgia goes. Oh. Now, I bought this from CEX, and I've just seen in the top, the name of the person who owns this console is CEX. Now, the problem was, they did actually get rid of the GBA slot, which is a shame if you play GBA games, and I used to on my DS Lite, but I was not too bothered. You know why I wasn't bothered? Because I was too busy playing Flipnote. Guys, please, there's got to be someone out there who loves Flipnote as much as I did. I'm getting a little bit too excited, so let me just show you what an example of a Flipnote video is.
Hey, if you had a time machine, where would you go? Ow, here.
Yeah, that was just peak humor back then. And the DSi was the first console to give us basically like a shop, like an online marketplace to download games directly onto the console, which was quite cool. I don't actually remember if I used it back then. Like I said, I was about 6, 7 years old, so the DSi was basically the last iteration of the DS. You had the original, the Lite, and the DSi. That was the three. And to be honest, it probably actually is the best out of the three, I want to say.
Febreze. When you host, your bathroom can feel like a revolving door. Keep things fresh with Febreze bathroom. It's an outlet-free air freshener with 5 odors for 45 days. So keep. After every flush, you know your bathroom smells amazing. Sometimes it takes a different approach.
But yeah, I would definitely recommend if you. And I think it's because at the time, like, I was kind of like, what I used to play on DSi. Right now, I literally can't think, but there's definitely something. Definitely. This console is 100% 80er. Now, for me, guys, this is where it gets a little bit rocky. Because now we're going to talk about the 3DS. And I know that's going to be a lot of your guys' first ever DS. Problem is, it was the first.
Is it that one?
I didn't own. And I think it's because at the time, like, I was kind of like, I'm too cool for DSs, I don't need that shit. I think I was like more into like Battlefield and Black Ops 2. So that's why I never really asked for one. The whole selling point of the 3DS, believe it or not, is the 3D feature they came with. And I know at the time this is when like
Skip everything. Like zero.
a reason. I kind of forgot. But I tell you what, that console always reminds me of. Do you remember that one Johnny Test episode when he had the Pokemon ripoff? When he loaded up his console, it just reminds me of that. These two consoles are basically, for me, at the same rating. I give these both S tier. If you want to get yourself a DS in today's day, I would definitely recommend one of these two. Because obviously, one, they're the most powerful, the most up to date. Yeah, again, my opinion. This is why I don't do opinionated videos. Now here we are on the final console, and it's basically the reason why I wanted to make this video. Thanks on the console, and you're just not gonna know what to get. Just like the 3DS, I never owned the 2DS, but my brother's actually got the Pokemon Sun and Moon version, which was actually quite cool. I did quite like it. I was quite envious. I just think it's way more comfortable to hold as well. Like,
blue.
3DS for me is quite small, and I think they also released at quite a low price point to get people into the whole like 3DS and 2DS era of the console. But so I'd also give that a B rating. So for me, the 3DS gets a B rating, and I'd probably give the 2DS a B plus. Yeah, again, my opinion. This is why I don't do opinionated videos. Now here we are on the final console, and it's basically the reason why I wanted to make this video. After the 3DS, after the 2DS, to make it less confusing in a way, they released the final ever version of the DS, which was the new XL. You know what? The one console
Yeah,
I don't
probably like
have
it
on
always.
video is the new 2DS XL or the new 2DS because I don't have a reason. I kind of forgot. But I tell you what, that console always reminds me of. Do you remember that one Johnny Test episode where he had the Pokemon ripoff? When he loaded up his console, it just reminds me of that. These two consoles are basically, for me, at the same rating. I give these both S tier. If you want to get yourself a DS in today's day, I would definitely recommend one of these two. Because obviously, one, they're the most powerful, the most up to date, and you can literally play obviously both 3DS games and normal DS games without a single worry. Load any of them up. And obviously, like I said, I don't have the new 2DS, but I did get myself a new 3DS XL. And I just look at that colour, you know, metallic blue. Granted, it has a couple more scuffs on it than what. It's fully working. No issues with it.
3DS
And the reason why I chose this
XL.
over the new 2DS is basically because I think this is more DS-y. Is that a word? That's a new word now, new DS-y. You can obviously play every single game from the 3DS and the DS catalogue. I know it sounds like a very easy and honest answer, yeah, of course the newest one's the best one, but it literally is. So yeah, if you're debating on getting a DS, I would definitely say the new 2DS or 3DS, but if you don't want to spend that much, just to be fair, they are quite pricey, definitely get yourself a DSi, so get yourself a DS right now.
There you go. A few minutes probably too long. That one, 5 minutes. I think. That one, I think. It's the rubber one. Oh. That one. Pop 1.5. Again, and too much schemes. Yeah. But my email was that blue. 11%. Game Boy. Alright. 10%. Get off now, Mary. Just have my phone up again. Talk later tomorrow. That's night. Sleep tight.